Hello there and welcome back to Byzantium. This is the first game, or the first session, under the new 1.2.1 patch. And thus battles will be a little bit more decisive. It will be a little bit interesting to see how that will actually turn out, because potentially that could really screw us over in war with the Ottomans. And right now we don't really have, we don't have too many men. Our manpower is trashed. So we will have to try and stay clear of the Ottomans for a while. We have 3 more years of peace, so if we end up in a war with the Ottomans, we'll probably have to utilize mercenaries more than anything else. We also are, as you know, allied with France, so considering that, we should be able to fight the Ottomans to at least some degree. And also we have Austria here. That will also be causing some trouble again. As you can see, we also target localization with the Ottomans, Genoa, Milan, and Venice. So potentially they could decide to really screw me over. But Venice, Milan, Genoa is the only big shot there, except for Ottoman, and they don't even come close. But what we will be doing, I'm pretty sure of, is fighting whoever has Styria's calls here, and we'll try to get them to hand them over, so we can actually get some things going there. I'm pretty sure that, no, we don't actually have a truce with Austria, so potentially we could go for for war pretty damn soon. We simply need a claim first. But yeah, that's it. We'll see how things go. Apparently the coalization won't actually be a problem anymore. Ottoman and Venice left the coalization pretty much at once, and we'll have to see if the same thing happens. I believe, are we actually in a coalization against the Ottomans as well? No, I started to wonder that thanks to the coalization castle spell popping up, but that apparently was just my bad. Apparently there's a lot of guys that want to get alliances with me, but none of them are actually big enough. France is more than enough, I think, at this stage. And we should potentially start investing in a cardinal, simply because it'll lower my tech cost, it'll keep my legitimacy higher, I think, and all that. So without any further ado, we'll keep on the same on the same note and try to take the Styrian land from Austria, try to incorporate Croatia and Syria, and then we'll most likely start causing trouble with the Ottomans again. If we can, we'll also try to vassalize Hungary, because we can't force the Ottomans to hand over Hungarian cores back to Hungary, and also I'm pretty sure that Hungarian country provinces is something that we can hand back over. So with that said, we'll once again get started and see how this turns out. Apparently the French have gotten themselves into some sort of trouble here. We'll most likely accept it, but we'll probably declare war on Austria on our own and then go for the accept. We'll also most likely use mostly mercenaries to fight the Austrians, but with that said, we'll have to see how this turns out. I'm pretty sure that my army maintenance is fairly low, so we'll have to turn that back up. Fleet maintenance not really necessary, but the fleet will stay parked, I think. So with this, we'll be declaring war on Austria. Hopefully we can pull it off without too much trouble. It's a little bit of a gamey tactic, I know, but it is kind of needed. Actually allied with Poland, so we'll actually have Poland too against us. So that basically sucks, but I'm a little bit unsure. If I actually go with France, I'm pretty sure that the Spaniards will be a war leader there. So I think we'll actually go for take Lienz here and something. Probably that'll actually help with the fact that I'm pretty sure the Bohemians will actually join or declare war on the Austrians then, take Ostmark for example. So we'll be doing this, and then we will accept that. Apparently that didn't work out quite as intended, so do we still have an alliance? Yeah, I'm at war with Austria now on my own, but I still have the alliance apparently with wow, that's bad. With the French, so that's a good thing. That means that I can basically still screw over Austria without having to worry about my alliance with the French shattering because of it. So with that said, we'll be starting some sieges. We'll be placing our troops in Treviso. Once we have sieged Trent, I'm pretty sure we will empire on some paper. Tyrolean nationalist, not something that I would take or like to have in my country, I guess. Basically because of the fact that they are trying to release something completely different from what I want. But this is potentially a good thing, because Austria will suffer some losses here, and while they are suffering losses, I can potentially use this to my advantage and screw over their army afterwards. The French are already actually in their lands here, and apparently I can double screw them then, so that's a good thing. But all in all, we'll have to be careful. I kind of want to get Augsburg into war somehow or another, so I can take Tyrol. But we'll have to see how it turns out. For now, Austria is the main target, and I'm pretty sure that we should send these guys actually to fight them once they're done with what they're currently doing. We're still making a small profit even with the amount of forces we have currently in training. So yeah, we'll be sending these guys everywhere to start the sieges of basically all the Austrian provinces. Apparently I did not pay too good attention now, because I did not want to fight those guys. Didn't actually matter because I annihilated them. And I will most likely annihilate Austria's army. I'll send my guys home because I don't want them to suffer more attrition than necessary. I'm pretty sure that the Frenchies here will actually do most of the job for me in destroying that army. We'll simply take the capital ourselves because, well, what's the harm in it? And we'll also be sending some guys over to siege Osmark. So with this done, this war is basically over, and I can still, I think, regenerate my my manpower pool. So all in all, this is just a win-win-win situation for me. We'll also be converting whatever we can of provinces. So all in all, we are making gains, and that is what counts here. Apparently, I should split these two into as well, so one of them can siege Lienz, and hopefully, I'll be able to hand at least a bunch of these provinces over to Styria. Diplomatic Tech 11 has been reached, and we can now build shipyard and canals. We also have 15% war score in this war. Unfortunately, that is kind of low, but still, the French are kicking the Austrians off, so that should be just fine. I can apparently send peasants to Tyrol here, but that doesn't really help me at all. So it's actually tempting to go ahead and declare war on them, but I need to have a province that I actually border. It's actually tempting to just take Lienz then and then force them to give up all the other provinces to Styria. And also, as you can see here, we have some problems with the Polish actually want to bring into my province to sieging. We have sent them home though. It costs a little bit of men, but as you can see, one pretty substantial battle is 41 versus 23, 68,000, 12,000. That's actually with the French troops, but this is basically the one that was substantial that kicked them out. We also are just 4,000 men shy now of completely reinforcing our armies, and thus we have started to lose a little bit of money from these sieges. But apparently also I paid a little bit too little attention here, and there is a 34,000 man army now just preparing to attack. We'll also go for the divine supremacy to boost our mercenaries. Now that our mercenaries are our guys' abilities when it comes to missionaries. This could actually be kind of bad because we could potentially lose this battle, but I think we have better military attack. They are at 12, we are at what, 13? No, we're also at 12, but I believe we have some military ideas. Nope. Wow, my mind really... So potentially we can get screwed here, but they will be crossing a river, or two rivers, so they'll get at least some minuses from that. And with these 16,000 men joining in, it'll be... it could be pretty equal. Oh, 56,000, wow. That's rather bad. I'm a little bit unsure if we can actually beat this. So, can I actually make peace now with Austria? Yeah, I can actually make peace with them. Krain, Lienz, Yeah, I can make him actually give up 2 provinces, but still, we'll go for just Krain this time. Have them hand over some money, because I don't want to. It doesn't actually put any sense to sacrifice that much manpower to win one war. So just taking Krain is potentially the best thing we can do, and hopefully we can get Tyrol 2 under Styria's command. So there we go. The war is over. And apparently we ended it just in the knack of time. So with that, we will now once again try to reinforce or fix our manpower up again. So we'll see how this turns out, but for now we'll be sitting by peacefully. Hopefully French East will throw me some troops here, some land I guess, but I doubt it, so we'll see how things actually turn out. As you can see, we will be declaring war on Corfu here. They have one of our cores, and they're allied with Milan, so potentially I could then use this opportunity to vasalize Milan. Then, if I end up in a war with Genoa here, I can try and hand some of the Milanese cores back. I'm a little bit unsure what they actually have cores on. They apparently lost a core on Lombardia. They still have a core on Milan, on Cremona. Apparently lost virtually all of their cores, but I'm a little bit unsure if Milan will actually buy the promise if I hand it over to them. But with that said, we will be declaring war on Corfu, and thus I will simply get everything ready and set, and then we will be taking them. We'll probably just keep the province myself. I'm pretty sure there won't actually be any trouble with it. So with that said, we'll split this army in half, and we'll send it by boat to Corfu, and we'll probably declare war on Crete as well. They just broke free of their Venetian overlords. And with this, also got a 3-point stability, always good. And also, as I said, with this we should be able to at least grow a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how this actually turns out. The Ottomans have some rebel issues. Apparently, I have no idea how many men they have though. So we can do a quick little check on that. Total Ottomans have 56,000, but they are basically out of manpower. We're basically in the same position as us. We're still missing 1,500 men about. So we also started the process of getting Croatia to like me more, so I can annex them. It doesn't really matter that Hungary has these provinces. We will vassalize them with the purpose of trying to take some cores from the Ottomans and simply have Hungary call them for us. That should work out pretty great. But as I said, we'll be going off to Corfu. Hopefully Milan will be joining in. I honestly doubt it though. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. But yeah, Milan actually joined in. So we'll simply march onto their province here. I'm also kind of confident that Genoa won't actually give me military access. Yeah, they won't, as you can see here. They're also allied with France and Venice. So if it wasn't for that alliance with France, we would probably try and screw them over already. But unfortunately, because of that alliance with France, we'll have to wait for a little bit. I have no idea what the Pope actually just joined a military coalition against us. They're kind of slow compared to others, but that doesn't really matter. We're also getting pretty high religious unity now, which also is a positive thing. But for now, we'll simply siege Corfu. We'll annex them. We'll hopefully vassalize Milan, and then we'll go off to Crete. Then I'll probably keep these provinces. And apparently, we have some zealots in Bosnia. I think this army is enough to deal with it. If not, I'll have to sacrifice a little bit of manpower, but we should be fine even so. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually seem that we can vassalize these guys. They don't feel like it, but even so, what we will be doing instead is then simply to wait for the siege down here to end. And with that, I think we should be able to get things going. With Venice now in a coalition against us, who would actually go up against us? Allied with Poland, France, yeah, not anything we want actually to get ourselves tangled into. However, if we were to Genoa, Milan, Papal State, where the hell is the Pope? He's actually a very valid target right now. Popey, where are you? I don't have a casus belli, but as you can see here, Genoa, Milan, and Venice, they're part of the Empire, and Pomerania will protect them. I couldn't care less about Pomerania, but they're up here. The Papal State is in Gallera. So, France will get a little bit pissed. Stability cost, aggressive spawn. It ain't really that high, so potentially we could do that to get ourselves into a war with Genoa, and from that we can actually get ourselves into a war with. This could potentially be a good thing, but it could potentially also backfire horrendously. So yeah, we'll have to do a little bit of thinking. Corfu, I have a little bit question for you. No, I can't actually demand that you give me anything that Milan owns. If I do this then, now, still not willing, nope. But as I said, the only real question then, if I declare war on the Pope, well, let's see here. No, France will not join, so potentially they'll get France against me. That is basically a bet that I don't want to take. So unfortunately, we'll have to deal with Milan sometime else. We'll go for the full annexation of these guys. Apparently people don't like it. Not even France. It's just one province for crying out loud, and it's originally mine. So there we go, we'll send those demands. Apparently the Epirot guys are doing pretty well for themselves. What I can potentially do then is, once one province actually successfully revolts, is of course to try and vassalize them nicely. And I'll keep an eye on them and simply try to pull it off. We'll also take the core of Crete here while we can. No real reason not to. No allies, no anything. So it'll basically be a quick little siege, I guess. But with that said, we'll be dealing with them, and then we will be trying to keep an eye on Epirus here, and hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves some extra land for free. There we go. The war with Crete is basically over, and that is also a good thing. I just got kind of an epiphany in terms of the Epirot nationalists here. They will most likely be able to break free these lands. But what I also realized is that Maria actually has cores on pretty much most of this, and by simply then forcing the Epirus to hand over most of these lands back to Maria, if I can vassalize them, I'll be able to get control of those lands in another way then. So what we will be doing now is placing our troops pretty much on the border, preparing for war against Epirus. There will be simply rebel units they'll have, so it will be an easy war, and also thus I'll get some fairly cheap land. It's a bit of a cheap shot, but at least that'll give us land back. I had to give up some of it to the Ottomans when I underestimated them, and with the I think I can soon start to, yeah, I can actually already start to the annexation of Croatia. And once Croatia actually has been annexed, I can then start fabricating a claim on Hungary, then vassalize them, start causing Bohemia and everyone else some trouble here with taking back the Hungarian cause. That'll basically hurt the Ottomans a fairly deal. Apparently Hungary has lost a lot of their cores. I know apparently there's some new sort of mechanic that makes the Hungarians, or everyone else for that matter, lose their course a lot easier than they used to. So we'll have to see how that will actually affect us. But as of now, we have actually gotten some of our manpower back, which is a good thing. Potentially we could cause Austria some more trouble. They have rebel issues, and I also want, as you know, to take well, can I actually get these guys to like me? They'd actually go for vassalization if I get my relations high enough, so I think we'll actually go for that, try to vassalize Tyrol. And other than that, it shouldn't actually be an issue either with in terms of trying to get enough relations, because we are annexing Croatia right now, and that should be done pretty soon. We have a royal marriage with Poland, we can break it if we like it, and I'm also tempted to use one stability hit to go after the Papal State, but I want to make sure that the Frenchies can't actually join in, and I can actually declare war now on Genoa without the French joining in, and that's actually, I'm actually now in a kind of twister. We'll allow the Epirot to keep on for a year or two more. We'll see if they can make any gains. If not, we'll most likely send our troops to Genoa. Considering that these guys don't really have that many forces left, it's potentially the best thing I can do now is to try and screw them over. I'm a little bit concerned here if well, I'll send these guys back up here. We'll try to use them to screw with Genoa, but that'll unfortunately have to wait for next episode because we are out of time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.